Have you ever wondered how God calls ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary purposes? The story of Moses and the burning bush is not merely the account of a miraculous fire that refused to consume a bush. It is the moment when the Creator of heaven and earth revealed his holy presence, declared his eternal name, and commissioned a humble shepherd to confront the most powerful ruler on earth. This is a story about God's holiness, his compassion, his perfect timing, and the life-changing power of obedience. Let us journey into Exodus chapters 3 and 4. 40 years had passed since Moses fled Egypt. Once raised as a prince in Pharaoh's palace, Moses had attempted to rescue his fellow Hebrews by killing an Egyptian taskmaster. When Pharaoh sought his life, Moses escaped into the land of Midian. There, he married Zipporah, started a family, and became a shepherd for his father-in-law, Jethro. For 40 years, Moses lived in obscurity. The man once educated in Egypt's greatest palace now spent his days guiding sheep through rocky wilderness. To many, it appeared that Moses' greatest opportunities were behind him. But God was preparing him. Sometimes, God uses seasons of waiting to shape the character required for his greater purpose. One ordinary day, Moses led the flock near Mount Horeb, the mountain of God. Suddenly, he saw something astonishing. A bush was engulfed in flames. Yet the fire did not consume it. Curious, Moses turned aside to investigate. As he approached, God called from the midst of the fire, "Moses, Moses." Moses answered, "Here am I." Then God spoke words that still echo through history. "Draw not nigh hither. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground." This was not because the ground itself possessed power. It was holy because the holy God was present. God's presence transforms ordinary places into sacred moments. The Lord revealed himself by saying, "I am the God of thy father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." Immediately Moses hid his face. He feared to look upon God. This declaration reminded Moses that the Lord had not forgotten his covenant. Generations had passed since Abraham. Centuries had gone by. Yet God's promises remained unchanged. God never forgets what he has promised. The Lord declared, "I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt." He had heard their cries. He knew their sorrows. He had come to deliver them. What comfort this brings! God is never unaware of the suffering of his children. He sees every tear. He hears every prayer. His timing is always perfect, even when his silence feels long. Then came the unexpected command, "Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh." Moses was to return to the nation he had fled decades earlier. He was to confront Pharaoh himself. Humanly speaking, the task was impossible. Moses immediately questioned himself. "Who am I, that I should go unto Pharaoh?" This question has echoed through countless generations. Many believers have felt unworthy, inadequate, or afraid when God calls them. God did not answer by praising Moses' abilities. Instead, he simply said, "Certainly I will be with thee." God's presence was the answer. His strength would accomplish what Moses never could. Moses then asked, "If the children of Israel ask who sent me, what shall I say?" God responded with one of the greatest declarations in all of Scripture. "I am that I am." He continued, "Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you." God is eternal. He depends on no one. He has no beginning and no end. He is self-existent, unchanging, and forever faithful. Centuries later, Jesus would apply this same divine title to himself, revealing his eternal nature. Although God had spoken clearly, Moses remained hesitant. He feared that the Israelites would not believe him. The Lord graciously provided signs. Moses' shepherd's rod became a serpent and then returned to a staff. His hand became leprous and was instantly healed. God also promised that water from the Nile could become blood. Each miracle demonstrated that the Creator rules over all creation. Nothing is beyond his authority. Still Moses protested. "O my Lord, I am not eloquent." He believed his weakness disqualified him. But God answered, who hath made man's mouth. The Lord reminded Moses that he is the creator of every human ability. God does not call people because they are naturally qualified. He qualifies those whom he calls. Finally, Moses pleaded for someone else to go. Although the Lord became angry at Moses' continual reluctance, he remained merciful. God appointed Aaron, Moses' brother, to speak alongside him. Even when God's servants struggle with fear, his grace provides help. His purpose will not fail. The burning bush teaches timeless truths. God often calls ordinary people in ordinary places. His presence makes ordinary moments extraordinary. God sees the suffering of his people and acts according to his perfect timing. Our weaknesses never limit God's power. When he calls us, his presence is our greatest qualification. The same God who called Moses still calls his people today to trust him, obey him, and walk by faith rather than fear. The burning bush did not become famous because of the bush itself. It became unforgettable because God revealed his glory there. Moses walked toward an ordinary bush and walked away carrying an extraordinary calling. Perhaps today God is calling you, not through a burning bush, but through his living word. Will you trust him? Will you obey him? The God who declared, "I am that I am," remains the same yesterday, today, and forever. If he calls you, he will also be with you every step of the journey.